Hey guys, what's up? It is mp4podcast.com. I'm doing a simple tutorial on how to capture iOS or Android gameplay, be able to play these games, capture them, and you can play with no audio delay. This is kind of a pain to do with these devices just because when you hook up the HDMI cable, it turns off the speaker and the headphone jack on those devices. So let's draw this map or tutorial, whatever you want to call it. So this first block right here is a iOS device or an Android device. It makes no difference. So that's Android. And then we have a wire that comes out, and this is going to be HDMI. HDMI, and let's make that a little longer. And now we have another special box that's going to convert the HDMI to component. Okay, so component. So we're going to have a red output. We're going to have a blue output. And we're going to have a green output. Now, these three colors will be the picture. Now, this box right here, the one I got is called JTech Digital. There's another one called UHD. I think when you go on Amazon, it will say UHD, but when it showed up at the door, it said JTech Digital. They come from Hong Kong. You know, the shell is the same. The switches, it's the exact same box. Just don't get worried if you get one with a different name on. So anyway, here we're going to have another cable. In the video I showed you, it's a composite cable, RCA composite cable. But the thing is, where it plugs into the box, it's going to have a 3.5 jack. That's the same jack. I think it's the same jack. The one that goes into your Walkman. You know, if you remember Walkmans, iPods, cell phones, whatever. All right. So right over here, we're going to have the Elgato. Okay. So let me just draw this a little bit further out. Okay. So right here is the Elgato. And the Elgato has a little adapter, like something like that. You know, it's a little bit better than that, but just try to show you the point. So you're going to put these composite component cables. Oops. Let me just go to blue. And then green. Okay. Now, this black cable, the tips will have a red composite tip and a white composite tip. The red one is for the right channel. The white one is for the left channel. Since I can't use white on a white background, yellow will represent a white. Okay, so here we have the tips, right? Then on these tips, I have splitters. So on the splitters, I can split the red twice. Okay, following me? Now there's a good reason for this. So let's do this, okay? Now I have to run audio into the Elgato. Here goes audio into the Elgato. Okay, you're following me now? So now we have audio, game audio going directly into the Elgato. Oops, let me just go back to black. Now this is just so I can hear the game and play it and have a fun time. This is my JVC receiver. Well, not a receiver, it's a stereo system, JVC. Right? And now I'm just going to run the audio, the right channel, right, and the left channel. And now out of the JVC comes the little headphone butts, right? So these are my headphones right here. I just used the ones that came with my first iPod. Use any headphones you want, right? It's a little 3.5 jack. Stick it into the stereo system if you want, and you're all good to go. You can use another Behringer sound mixer if you wanted to. It doesn't make any difference. Now, if you have like Turtle Beaches, you could probably stick those little, iPhone headphones in. Then just put your Turtle Beaches on top of them, and use like I never use the Turtle Beach for $60. I think I've heard that the mics aren't bad. You could probably try that with the Elgato. I don't really know, but let's go on with what we need to do. Okay, so this is my setup, so I can only speak for my setup. Okay, I have a Behringer 302 sound mixer. Now the Behringer, I'll just put BER. And it's going to be the mixer, okay? Behringer sound mixer. The Behringer sound mixer is a USB sound mixer, meaning that you can just plug a USB cable into the computer. So let's draw the computer. So here is my computer. And that's my computer right there, okay? So now I have a Shure headset. It's a Shure microphone. It wraps behind your head, kind of like eyeglasses if you wore them on the back of your head. It's very comfortable. They're about $75. So here comes that's my Shure headset. It's XLR. The XLR will have like 3 pins inside of it. And then there's a wire that goes right in here. And my XLR headset is now a USB, microphone. It's a microphone, not a headset, but it just has a mic on it. So I turned the mic levels up pretty strong. Not super strong, but strong. And now what I do is I just the Behringer, which is USB, goes right into the computer. Okay, you got it? USB, USB. Right there. Here is, oh yeah, okay, so Elgato. That's the Elgato. And the Elgato USB directly into the computer. So USB. The Behringer sound mixer, I'm not using it as a sound mixer. I'm using it to convert the Shure XLR headset into a USB microphone. That's what I'm using it for because of this. The reason why I'm using it now as just a USB headset, because I'm using the Elgato sound mixer. I put everything at 12 o'clock. In the Elgato software, you'll have dials, and I put the marker right at 12 o'clock. Okay, so that's 12 o'clock. I know that's a bad drawing for game audio and voice commentary. But then I switch on. There's a little box you check. And when you check that, it reduces game audio when you speak. So if I speak, the game audio goes down so you can hear me. If you don't use this feature, what you have to do is, I'm just going to draw 2 lines. This is how you would, if you had to do leveling on like the Behringer sound mixer, or you didn't click that feature, I'm just going to use marks. Like this is game audio, so that's where your level is, and then your mic audio might be like higher. You just understand that? Because your mic has to be louder than your game audio, so when you talk, people can hear you. Sometimes you can't, it's hard to get your levels right. So if you just leave everything at 12 o'clock and you turn on that feature, reduce game audio when you speak, you don't really have to check the levels really. The Elgato does a really good job just automatically doing everything. Now this feature right here, this is a feature that is that you can use in the Elgato if you didn't want to use reduced game audio, but this is how you would do it in the Behringer 302, and this is how you would use it in the AVR portable game capture, whatever they call that device. So we'll draw the AVR media, and here, right over here, is another HDMI cable. HDM. Okay, oops. HDMI. And this is AVR. That's the AVR media capture. And then from the AVR media has a USB. This is USB. USB. You're probably wondering why I have two capture cards. The reason why I have two capture cards is because I like to do Let's Plays of iOS and Android games where I talk. But then I also like to have a second recording, so when I do video game news, tech stories, and stuff like that, I have footage to voice over with just game audio. It's just something else I wanted to add, because when I listen to video game stories that people are talking about, I like to hear a little noise in the background. That's just my personal taste. Some people actually just turn off the game audio and voice over it. It's just a personal preference. If you don't care about that, then you don't need the AVR media. I want to be very clear when I say this. You cannot go component into the AVR media. There's something about iOS and Android. AVR media won't work. Okay, you have to go to Elgato. You have to go Elgato first, HDMI into the AVR media. So if you're only going to get one capture card, just get the Elgato. If you want to do what I'm doing, then you can get the AVR media if you want it. Okay. Now, if I wanted to just do if I want to do all the mixing in the sound mixer, like this is the Behringer, let's go back. This is the Behringer sound mixer right here, right? What I would do, if I want to do all the mixing, the game audio and the mic audio in the Behringer 302, so let's get the eraser out. What I would do is, let's erase this. Okay, and we'll reconnect this because that's just going into the JVC. Oops. Okay. What I would do is I would run right channel, left channel into the sound mixer, and then from the sound mixer I would mix the game audio and the mic audio, and then from the mixer I would go into the Elgato. I go back into the Elgato. Now, when you do it this way, there's a couple things I want to be very clear about. The sound mixer can be plugged into the wall with the USB power adapter. You can also have it plugged into the computer, but you have to be careful when you do it this way. In the Elgato, the virtual sound mixer, you have game level. That's a G. That's a bad G. And then you have commentary, right? Commentary. That's a C. And there's an icon right here that has a mic, right? Let's say that's a mic, right? Like that would be on a desk. You don't turn this on, because what you're going to do is you're going to mix all this audio into the commentary track, right? And then it's also getting mixed going back into the Elgato. You don't want to do that. You want to just turn the mic off and you can do all the commentary through the, all the mixing through the Behringer. The benefit of doing it through the Behringer is, I think you get a little bit less hiss in the Shure headset, and that's because I think the audio is overlaying. The game audio is like getting directly mixed into a sound mixer, so it avoids that problem. When you do it with the Behringer, you have to put headphones on. You have to listen to your levels, and sometimes you do screw up, so you would have to do a couple of recordings, short recordings. What I would probably do is maybe just pull out your cell phone, take a picture of the levels, so you go, okay, level 1, test 1, test 2, test 3, and which one do you like most when you do play back your files. But I want to be very clear when I say this. When you are testing your recorded files, play back in Windows Movie Player. Do not play back in VLC, because VLC boosts the audio levels too much. And the problem about that is when you do upload to YouTube, the audio levels are different with the Adobe Flash Player. Windows Movie Player and Adobe Flash Player, the audio sounds pretty much exactly the same, like how high the audio is. So just do that. Just use Windows Movie Player. If you're on a Mac, maybe, I don't know, maybe QuickTime will work out. So just check, play the file on your computer, upload a clip to YouTube, and see what player has the exact same levels of audio when they're maxed out. So that's pretty much it. It's a pretty simple setup, but it is a little confusing when you're trying to figure it out. One thing I do want to say, okay, if you guys don't have a stereo system like I have, that little JVC stereo system, and you want to get something to listen to the audio with no delay, well, what you could do is just get another Behringer 302. Well, you only need one Behringer 302. Like maybe if you have a Turtle Beach headset, you just put the Turtle Beaches on, and then you can stick the little iPhone head butts in there and some other small head butts. But for my setup, I like the Shure XLR headset, and I'm not changing microphones. So what I would do if I didn't have the JVC, I would just get another Behringer 302. So I would just get another, oops. That's a B. That's a real bad B. So Behringer, I don't even know how to spell Behringer. 302. So I use two 302. This is a 302 also. And the only thing that would be coming out of here is the headset. That's it. Just so I can play and listen to the game while I'm playing it. Now, I just want to say if I just put the audio directly into the Elgato, there is a delay in the computer, both with video and audio. So if I ran headsets out of the computer, like let's say right here we have headsets coming out of the computer, right? These are headsets right here. The really bad drawing, but just go with me, right? That's headsets. I would hear a delay. So if somebody said hello, 2 seconds later you would hear it. Hello. That makes it hard to play, especially when you want to do commentary on it. It's difficult, especially if you want to put a joke in there or something like that. I have played that way sometimes for doing short captures. Usually I just play with the sound off. Usually, it's just me driving a car, just trying to show the game off or something like that. But if you want to just play for a long time, have some fun, this is the only way to go. Technically, there is another way, okay? Technically. Well, yeah, there is another way. But it's a little hard. So what I want to say is, this is only for iOS. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to make, since we're all done with this, so if you guys just want to take a screenshot, just take a screenshot of this if you need to understand it a little bit. So let's just clear that out. Now this is only for iOS. I don't know about Android. Maybe you can do something to Android. I don't know. I did look into it. So this is iOS. This is a iOS phone. It's a tablet. Doesn't mean you jailbreak this, right? You you jailbreak it. There is, I believe, a jailbreak. So when you go HDMI out, HDMI out, your HDMI out, and you stick headphones. You have headphones, you can listen to it, or the speaker, doesn't matter. I heard that's another alternative. The problem with this is, if you update your firmware, you need to wait for that feature to be updated in Cydia. So keep that in mind, because if you update and you don't know how to roll back, you're going to be SOL, and you don't know if that update's coming tomorrow, next week, or whatever. So this is one alternative. If you want to go this route, go ahead. But if you do, I would say probably only update your software when that other update is called. There was some other kid on YouTube. I'll see if I can find his video when he talked about this. But that's pretty much about it. I hope this video has helped you. I'll leave all the links to all the material you guys need to buy to be able to be able to do it this way. And I will say that it is complicated when I'm trying to explain it, because it's so many wires and devices all hooked up. It was a bummer when I got the Elgato. I was like, I can capture iOS now, and I plugged in the HDMI cable, and there was no audio coming out of my iPad. There's audio coming out of the computer, but it's delayed. So there is one other way on how to do this. So let's talk about that for a quick second. There is one other way, and just going to, so let me just go back. This isn't going to work for everything. Very few times this option will be of any use. So this is an iPad, right? Or an iPhone or an Android. I know. Modern Combat 4 does this. So it's Modern Combat 4, the Gameloft game, the Call of Duty clone. When you output your iPad to the HD TV set, so this is an HD TV set. HD TV set. Okay, HD TV set. What happens to your iPad, right? Let's just... So we're just going to erase this. It's Modern Combat, right? So what's going to happen to the iPad is the game will display on the screen on your HD TV set. But what's going to happen, you won't see the game on your iPad anymore. All you're going to get from now on are the controls on the iPad. So you'll have, your look analog stick. Now this is the look, so that's the look. This one will be move. There'll be another circle up here for shoot. That's a lousy S. Crouch, run. I think there's a run icon here. That's run. So what'll happen is you'll hear the audio in real time coming out of the TV speakers. It's basically almost the same thing that's happening with the other setup, kind of. And you can have a headset, a microphone headset, or whatever, and talk into it, and you'll be able to play your game and do live commentary. There's only I haven't tested all the Gameloft games, but I do know Modern Combat does that on iOS. I don't know if it does it on Android. I will say this as of right now: if you are a person that wants to go this route, and I hope this. Okay, if you definitely want to go iOS, you may want to consider the iPhone or the iPod Touch, because they're widescreen. Okay, it's a widescreen, and it's going to fill your whole entire capture. Okay, and I believe they will also output HDMI HD. Now, the iPads, their screen, are 4:3 like the old TV sets. So when these videos go on YouTube, you'll have a black bar. Well, let me just. You'll have a black bar here. I know. Oh, let me just do this really a little bit better over here. All right, black bar. Okay. All right. So this is iPad. So you're following me? And here is where your image is, okay? This is your image. And over here, you're just going to have dead space. Some people use a technique where they put a blurred image over here and a blurred image over here. You can use pictures of something, I guess. You can leave it black or you can stretch it. With Android, the Android tablets are 16:9. So you can play like HD with Android and get a 16:9 capture right out of the box. The only problem with my Acer tablet, I don't know, the Kobe, I don't know the name of it, it's the 101. It's not an HD Android tablet. It's a small one, miniature size one. If I'm playing a game, and these are the characters. Let's just draw a stick figure this way, right? When I bring him into Sony Vegas, that character will be like this for some reason. I don't know why. What am I doing? Let me just delete. Let's go back to black. Oops. All right. This is the way it looks like on my computer. Okay. So what I do in Sony Vegas, I need to rotate this back. There's no quality loss at all. It's just, I just have to rotate it. There's no stretching. There's nothing squeezing it. Nothing. For some reason, my tablet does this. I don't know about other Android tablets. So it's more time fixing it in Sony Vegas. That's a problem for me. So if you have an Android tablet that's 16:9, if you can tell me if it just records like normally, let me know. Because I want to get a new Android tablet later. I just want to do this. This is all I want to do, and record like this. And if there's a guy on screen that's like this, I want it to look like this on the computer. And just upload it. Okay? So that's about it. That's everything that I do know about capturing iOS. There's another way. I saw another kid that was able to record Nintendo DS with a camera, with a microphone, and a mixer. So he had professional audio, but he was filming DS with a camcorder. Those guys now have modded DSs and PS Vitas, so they can. There's a USB cable that goes to the computer, and they can capture those direct capture now. You could do that with. Now you couldn't do that with iOS and Android because when you stick in the HDMI cable, it turns off the audio. But that's another thing. There is ways of capturing iOS and Nintendo DS and 3DS and PS Vita as well. There's also a little piece that you guys can get to clear up the audio, and I'll also leave those another video. A piece. What am I talking about? It's friggin' tight. I'm telling you right now, it's hot as hell. So black. I have a special box. If you just this is for iOS also. It's a box that cleans out the headphone jack. So if you just want to have a little bit if you don't want to hear any hiss while you're playing games, what you do is, here's the wire, here is the pin. This is a pin, blah, blah, blah. That's the pin you plug into. You can plug this into the Behringer that I was talking about. Oh, no, the JVC. I don't have any hiss in the JVC, so it's not a big deal. And I could plug in... What am I... Okay, hold on. So, friggin... Okay, so... Alright, so... Losing my mind right here. So, the JVC, this is JVC. Alright. Headphones out. You would get another cable. No. Alright, I know what I'm doing. I definitely know what I'm doing. So it's JVC. I'm just giving you guys an example of what this other box does, okay? So it's JVC. And my mouse is going a little crazy. So let me just pull this out. And batteries are going dead on my... Alright, so it's JVC. And let me pull out my other mouse. Where is it? Hold on 1 second. Just want to get that other mouse. Did I get? Oh, my other mouse is right here. Perfect. I have another wireless mouse just for backup purposes. Alright, so here we go. Pull out this USB stick that I got right here. Alright, so here we go. Alright, so JVC. And then we have that box I told you about, right? So you take the box that has that special cable and you stick that in the JVC. Another wire will come out, and then you stick your headphones into here. So when you listen to your audio, you don't have any hissing. So that's just a little tip. So you just connect these two pieces right here. Sorry it was that hard to explain. It's hot. It's like 95 degrees and the AC broke. So anyway, guys, I hope this video has helped you guys. If you have any questions, any problems, leave a comment below. If you really need help, you can private message me. I'll try to help you guys out. Once again, this has been MP4podcast.com, and I'm going to go take a cold shower and go get a cold beer afterwards. All right, take it easy. Bye.